With the peaceful existence of the men of Bree and the hobbits of the Shire being brought to the edge of utter ruin and destruction, it falls to all men and hobbits alike to take up arms in defense of their homes and their way of life. A gathering of all kinds of men and professions take up what arms and armor are available to them. Hunters and lumbermen from the forests, farmers and sheriffs of the Shire, and the merchants and townsfolk of Bree itself answer the call. These men of peace and prosperity may not have been among the nations accustomed to warfare, but with their coin they have gathered some arms over the years which are readily handed out to any brave enough to use it. The smiths open their stores of axes and hooks, knives and pans. Lacking training but armed with the tools of their trades, these people will fight for their homes and their very existence with the bravery of those whom have nowhere else to run. Hello everyone, and welcome back again to Divide and Conquer as we do what is going to be the final episode of the Ar-Adûnâim, as we take that guild that we have no actual need for. We will be closing off this series with the scouring of the Shire, with the twist of it being that it is led by the Ar-Adûnâim, Minluzir, his trebuchets and his reinforcements from the far south, along with Gimilkhad the aggressive, bringing forth reinforcements of Tharbad and royal knights to besiege the city of Bree itself. Now the Bree land lands on the precipice of destruction. Their people are being pushed from their homes and sent farther up north, yet to the north lies the realm of Angmar, which have pushed away the Dunedain. And now the men of Bree have come to realize just how much they really needed the Dunedain to help them in their endeavors. For they know not but war in recent years, something that was foreign to them, but now they have become accustomed to. What was once a very peaceful realm of Middle-earth is besought on all sides by corrupt dwarves to the west, Numenorians to the south, and the old witch realm of Angmar, raising the dead to the far northern, bringing the frozen wasteland to the footsteps of Bree itself, and to the far east, goblin raids, wrecking the high elves that used to once live there and besieging the last of the Dunedain strongholds. I am of course Sir Ogmund, and this is version 5 of Divide and Conquer, of course the beta of. Now, the reason for this being the last episode is because after we get to Bree and Hobbiton and take those places, it is just Angmar to our north, the dwarves to our west, and goblins to our east. So at that point I figure we could fight Angmar, but we are also playing as Angmar. Also, to the south, there is the potential of Gondor. I do not wish to fight Rohan in this campaign, and that is because our next episodes, or I guess I should say our next series, will be Dunland, as well as the Northern Dunedain under the guise of the Reunited Kingdom. And as such, since we will be playing Dunland, we will be primarily fighting Rohan for the beginning stages of that campaign, and potentially fighting Gondor as well, potentially even Edwith. We will see when we get there. And as for the Northern Dunedain, well, I'm sure you guys will already know, we'll have to fight Angmar as the Northern Dunedain, and potentially fight off Dunland or Edwith down to the south. So I don't see a reason to fight Angmar right now, or Rohan, knowing that the next two series will be focusing on those. We will be continuing with Angmar, of course, and with our Dol Guldur playthroughs in the meantime, but do note that those factions are on their way. I don't have an estimated time yet for when they're being released, but their scripts are being finished out, and we are on the horizon of seeing a brand new roster for Dunland, at least in terms of visuals. It's been undetermined if the actual units will change themselves, but I kind of hope they do to spice things up, and we will be getting brand new models, courtesy of Bill Baraka of the Divide and Conquer modding team. Now, without any further ado, let's go ahead and get back to the game here. I believe we were setting up, yep, here are a bunch of reinforcements, Balon warriors, Falani war wagons, all the good juicy stuff that you need to really just take down the capital of Bree itself, and we have, of course, the trebuchet. It will be another short while until we actually have all of our armies in motion, and we do know that somewhere among here they do have a last stand army, potentially hiding in the woods, potentially up north. I'm not sure where they spawn. And Minluzir is awaiting for his final reinforcements before he decides to engage at Hobbiton. We have a few more archers there. We honestly don't need anything that elite to help him with his fight, but we are training more things in Tharbad as we speak, so if we need to, we will have reinforcements shortly on the way towards the northwest. And I will spend this time to train as many as I can from all of our main recruitment hubs. We even have another trebuchet and some Aberzarnim Nardu-Tarik and Nardu-Zagar with Ar-Adûnâim Armsmen and the Ar-Pharazôn's Faithful. In fact, I really want to use these Faithful before the campaign runs out, so I'm probably gonna just cheat move them over across the way just so that we finally get to see them in their new resplendent glory, because I think their new models are fantastic. As for construction, we're just gonna speed through that real fast. It's not really that big of a deal to be doing it this stage in the game, but it's still, you know, it's just still something I like to personally do. Public fountains, why not? And Corwilla Shire upgraded its castle. We can get some roads. We have some new family members and traders, which is looking great. And Longbottom, we also have Mundamir with some messed up generals over here. Perhaps he can put a watchtower. And then I think that's mostly everyone. We are besieging out Durwath. Rohan has taken Foldberg, so we're just kind of hanging out here. Nothing too fancy is happening at the moment. We do have a couple random generals here and there, and then we will try to deal with this rebel. Hopefully we can beat him. Yes, we can. I'm not worried about any casualties, so these guys can just go ahead and sit there. And we'll end that turn as we wait for our troops to get closer. Now, as for what is happening with Dunland, script-wise, they are pretty much good to go. As far as I'm aware, there might be the odd bug in here, you know, bug and issue here and there, but that is going to be patched out. As for the units, Bill Baraka has shown some amazing work, and I hope that soon we will have previews of those. They're not currently in the build yet, but I'm sure they will be at some point soon. And I can't wait to see them in battle. It looks like New Dunland has the potential to be perhaps the most polished of all of the Wildmen factions, at least in Divide and Conquer. The work that's going into them, I think, is going to make them very, very enjoyable. And I think they're going to go from perhaps the least enjoyed campaign to one of the most enjoyed. And of course, that is just personal, that's just me guessing the community. I would assume, I know that the bottom factions were the Three Wildmen, Goblins of Moria, and the Variags of Khand. As for the actual hierarchy, I don't know, but I'm sure Dunland is farther down there, because I can't remember the last time I've actually even went into the Discord and seen anyone even post an image of their Dunland campaign. I see Endwith a lot, and I see people really like their playstyle. But I can't really remember the last time I've seen much of Dunland pop up and around there, but I think the new changes will be very fun. Excuse me as I just dropped something on my keyboard, I apologize for that. And a shadow does roam the barren hill, but we don't need to deal with that, just some barrel whites. There is also going to probably be a redo of that script to make it do one singular stack instead of multiple reoccurring instances. Now Tharbad does have its practice range, we can even get trade routes there. We'll get the archery range and just keep making every single unit that can be made. Byron has its militia garrison. In fact, why do we get a conscription camp there? Interesting. You know what? I just had a complete brain fart. I'm not done right now. I am the Ar-Adûnâim. I was thinking about my testing camp. Like, why do we get that? But that makes total sense. Total and complete sense indeed. Overdue also has a barracks, but we can't train anything there. So we're going to have to try and actually fix that. An invasion has been called on Erebor, but we're not going to join that. Unfortunately, we had a failed mission there. Those look like Bilbo Baggins and Captain Chris are going to head for Longbottom, beating Hobbiton itself to be left alone by Councilman Andy the Fearless. So unfortunately, Bilbo, it looks like you're going to be the first one to fall today. He does bring with him another general named Harry, who does have a breastplate, vineyards wine, and a Hobbitla. Hobbitla? What is that name? Although we may be smaller than the big folks, and then have gained trust in our I'm not sure if that's spelled wrong or what. Maybe it's an actual Hobbit term. I'm going to go ahead and save there and then join this battle. And if we're lucky, Bilbo will be crushed by a trebuchet. But if we're not lucky, so be it. 2 battles here and then onwards to Hobbiton to sack the Shire. And finally, we will achieve our goal of securing all of the Pipewood in Middle-earth. And a gorgeous day to be leading the battle. Here is Minluzir himself with the banner of the Ar-Adûnâim. And that really cool halberd officer, I love that guy. I would like for a full unit of those at some point. Alright, so let's pull back our forces and create a battle line. 2 trebuchets hopefully have enough models in them. Looks like, yep, we do have all 3. We'll put them over there, fire at will, get up some Falon border guards, defend those. In fact, honestly, having these Ar-Adûnâim armsmen wouldn't be a bad call either, just to keep them safe. I'm not really worried about them being attacked, but just in case, we'll even throw the Nardubawib over here and just keep them in that kind of formation. Saurline Mercs can form the basis of our front line, and so they shall. Not the best units around, but not the worst either. There's definitely worse choices. A few Beruthiel's Watch, let's just mix them in the front line. Mordag Skirmishers, why don't you guys post up behind the Mercs? This is looking alright. We have a couple Halberdiers. Maybe we put them on this far left flank, put them in group 1. Mounted Warband, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with you guys yet. Perhaps move you up with the bandits on the right flank. And these Corsair Raiders shall keep the enemy from reaching our trebuchets as well. Sellswords, why don't you guys just buckle up in that front line, and Minlazir, hang out in the middle. Alright, hopefully these trebuchets can already fire. We're going to move the bandits out that way with the cavalry. And we're going to move out these Corsair Raiders. We'll just use them to be aggressive. Alright, trebuchets. Looks like a very... actually not a bad first volley. You do hit the Council Guard there. There's a lot of farmhand pikemen. I'm not worried about hitting those. Merchant Militia. Yeah, nothing's really a big threat there. We're just going to focus on the Council Guard there and move up these Halberdiers to engage them from a distance. Ideally, we'll have those bandits deal with the Dunedain Wardens and move the cavalry around to flank them. And then get these mounted warband onto Bilbo himself, for he needs to go down. Let's actually move these Corsair Raiders a little bit farther away. Let the trebuchets fire as they desire. Move you Halberdiers up there. A big blob forming up here in the middle, and I kind of want to fire in that. Because the trebuchet's probably going to miss most of its shots. Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. That's pretty bad. It was close, but it was, you know, no dice at the end of it. So we'll just switch over to those guys. Have you guys run in now? Halberdiers, it is time. Join the Azrazai Raiders. Does look like we're about to hit those Dunedain Wardens, which is great. We can get our cavalry up and around. As the Raiders do charge into the Council Guard. They'll trade okay. They might actually win it due to the fact that they outnumber them 4-1. So there's always that possibility. Alright, Halberdiers, let's move you to the inside of the formation. Now, unfortunately, cavalry is going to be chasing our mounted warbands. Let's try to get the, what do you call it? The bandits there to take that shot. Few merchant militia are getting killed, which is good. So they're going to roll out that way. You guys hit those merchant militia. We might want to move up our line soon. Looks like bandits did catch these guys, which is nice. Saurline Mercs, not the best unit to be going into pikemen. I mean, they are kind of pikes themselves, halberds at least. Our halberds are fighting the merchant militia. We are so far losing up against the Council Guard, which is fine. We'll send up reinforcements. Alright, cavalry, why don't we have you guys actually start working on Bandober's archers? Ooh, that was not a good shot. Oh no, artillery. Oh, that is some bad friendly fire. Okay, that was terrible. That killed way too many of our halberdiers. But at least it's keeping these merchant militia away from our actual front line. So these guys are going to run away. Let's send in the sellswords now to kind of support the fight against that merchant cavalry. I don't want our cavalry to be fighting those. We can even send up these armsmen, have them hit those merchant militia. In fact, let's also bring up the border guards there. These, wow, these Corsair Raiders had a very bad time up against those farmhand pikemen. I kind of saw it happening that way. Alright, sellswords charging in on the merchant cavalry. Now we're getting a few good shots with the ballista, but we need to send in the pikemen now, or the, not the pikemen, but the Saurline. They need to get up and get engaged. Their mounted warband not having the best of days right now. Mordag skirmishers can also come in, deal with the merchant militia. Let the trebuchets keep firing into the Bandober's archers. They are the superior siege weaponry. And these Corsair Raiders definitely all but defeated. I think it's time that we switch over to the Council Guard now. But doing good damage here, very good damage. Cavalry, wherefore out thou? Let's have you guys move up and get the Household Guard to engage. Sellswords, get up there. We need to shut down the Bandober's. Let's have you guys throw javelins at the Bandober's now. So you guys are not doing well, but hopefully the ballista will start to shoot over there. We'll even have the Beruthiel's Watch start aiming at that blob. Here comes a lot of javelins. This is excellent. Alright, javelins, switch to the council guard there. In fact, let's probably have the trebuchets stop now, before they hit our halberdiers. Come on, throw those javelins. That's what I want to see. Alright, charge in there, lads. Don't let them get away. Alright, cavalry. Why don't we have you charge those Bandobras archers? Saruline Mercs, go support that engagement. Actually, no, keep chasing that man down. You guys work on the merchant militia. We'll see if the trebuchet can actually do a bunch of damage to that blob. I'm hoping it can. You lads pull out, cavalry. Come on, one decent hit. Not bad. Not bad at all. We are running out of armor-piercing units. In fact, we have very few left with our halberdiers kind of getting compromised here. I could definitely be commanding this a little bit better. Ooh, look at that blob of death. That did a good amount. Now you lads, hop on over there. We'll let those bandits kind of just die off. They're not super important to our strategies. We just need to finish off Bilbo. There we go, getting a few more kills on the farmhand pikemen at the cost of a few pikemen. But look, there goes the general. Bilbo Baggins has fallen. He could not take the cavalry charge, and so his hobbits will realize this was a terrible, terrible mistake that they've made. You cavalry, charge into the backs of these pikemen. Maybe make them run away. It would be ideal. Come on, yes, they are starting to rout, and our halberdiers are now free to engage as they desire. Trebuchets shall cease their firing now. Have you guys run over there. You guys get into melee. Have no idea what the crossbows are targeting, but that is fine. Looks like we are chasing off the rest of those farmhand pikemen. And now all we need to do is finish off the council guard, who are now being swarmed by our Mordag fishermen. Not the fishermen, but the skirmishers. They should be able to cut down the remnants of, what was his name, Harry? Harry the Conqueror, Harry the Inebriated, Harry the Fool, Harry the Took. Whatever his name shall be, he shall fall today. And he shall be executed for defying against us. Oh, look at all the cow carcasses flying in now. Come on, chase him down. What are you guys doing? Is that the last one? There's Harry himself. Only one man lasts, and Harry shall fall any moment now. They seem to be having some issues. There we go, and Harry is gone. We shall end that battle. Observe who got the most kills. Who shall it be today? The Mordag skirmishers with 137. Hopefully we can get some reinforcements up here soon, as we do have one more battle and then the siege of the Shire itself. But the last remnants are all we really need, with only one man to defend the Shire. They sent every able hobbit they had out to war here today, and for what? To die? Why are they making us do this? They have to think. Think, Bree, think. Why would you send your hobbits to war instead of bowing to the Numenorian supremacy that we are raining upon you today? We offer you technology, arms and armor, a new livelihood under the kingship of the true Numenorian king, Ar-Gimilkhad, or Gimilkhad, sorry, wrong one. Shall execute Harry today. It is not worth our time to fight him back. We do have Captain Chris, who we also need to slay, and Captain Costa here is on his way as well. A few archers to reinforce, and this army is a bit more, how should I say it, elite perhaps? But we also have good forces on their way. Can you do it, Minlazir? Can you beat Captain Chris? I think he can. A few dwarves lay here, a few Dunedain rangers is actually somewhat of a problem. We do have these Saruline mercenaries though, and that's going to keep us alive for this battle, as well as our sellswords. So really just utilizing the mercenaries and auxiliaries that we brought here today. And honestly, once we get these archers, that will help a lot. And immediately start that deployment. We're going to need to definitely play this one a bit more defensively and use our archers to skirmish. Saruline Mercs, hold the front line. Trebuchets right behind them. We're going to have to play to our advantage with these trebuchets. So we're going to hold like that, use those guys to be our forward force. Beruthiel's watch in loose formation, since they are definitely going to be shot. That is almost a guarantee. Have you guys go there. Armsmen right behind the front lines, if you will. Falon border guards may take the left-hand flank, and spearmen on the right. Bandits and Corsairs shall go up in the front to basically just be an issue for our enemy. Alright, that's looking good. Put you guys all up in Group 1, all of that. We also have Minlazir, who we will probably need to send in against their cavalry. And we need to use these Mordag skirmishers very... we need to use them very wisely today. So, Corsair Raiders, go ahead and start to bring the enemy towards us, and then we will retreat. Ideally, we'll shoot at the Dunedain Rangers or the Bandover's Archers. Probably the Rangers. Yep, let's have you guys start to fire in. Ooh, getting some good damage already on the Watch Sheriffs. That's excellent. Hopefully we can keep that up and deal with the Merchant Infantry. And honestly, this is definitely one of my favorite units of the Bree roster. I love Polehammer units, and it's great to see these guys. And they are quite effective. But can they win in this battle? We shall see. Dunedain will be firing at us or past us. I am not sure. And they're shooting at us, but we have plenty of time to fire at them, and look at that. Hitting a few merchant infantry there. Great stuff, Trebuchet. Very great stuff. I am very content to let those archers fire to their heart's content against our enemy here today. If they wish to skirmish, then skirmish we shall do. We have lots of ammo to expand, and these Trebuchets definitely need to start to pay for themselves. And honestly, nothing here has really good armor to counteract our Corsair archers, so it's actually going to work out fairly well if they can keep firing at Watch Sheriffs and Breeland bodyguards. More Trebuchet shots coming in, a few hobbits getting killed, a few more merchant infantry. As long as those guys keep going down. Their captain is the Greenway Rider in the back, and he's taken a few casualties, so if we can actually hit him, that would be super lucky. We are starting to take some damage, presumably by just the amount of archers that they have. We'll continue to skirmish. I'm not really too concerned. Eventually they have to come up and fight us. And honestly, we will win the engagement overall with our trebuchets just firing in. A few more merchant infantry getting shot down. On Corsair archers, keep on firing. And honestly, if they take damage, that's no real big deal. They are very cheap and very expendable. They might be content just to sit there for a while, but we'll let them do it. I don't know if I want to send in the Mountain Warband just yet. We'll hold out for now. For now, if we can just keep firing that trebuchet, then that works for me. Especially if we can get a lucky shot on their general. Fortunately, all of their entire archer line is very widespread, but we pretty much just need to take this anyway and let them come to us to our pike wall. Let's send these Corsair Raiders up to actually kind of annoy them. We perhaps should have been a little more aggressive with these guys. Oh, they are starting to arrive, so we'll have them occupy the lumbermen and keep them at bay. As long as we can just keep firing. Will we get a few more lucky shots? I hope we do. A few overshots there, killing another group of rangers there. Very nice work, lads. We will send in the raiders. We will send in the bandits. If we can just shoot as long as possible with these Corsair raiders and give our trebuchets time to fire at these merchant infantry and hopefully even kill these Greenway riders. That would be most preferred. We'll let them shoot one more volley before we select a new target. Here they go, firing in. Let's switch to the merchant infantry. I have no idea where those shots were going. That was awful. Let's go ahead, and we can't really charge in there because they do have gatekeepers. But we will let them pretty much keep running up to our line. Okay, they do have Greenway Riders there, so let's move up the pikes. Come on, catapults, I need you. Or did I just call them catapults? Sorry, that's heresy. And we're going to charge the back of these lumbermen. Hopefully help clear them up and get the Corsair Raiders able to charge into these journeymen. When you lads go reinforce that line. Trebuchets, I really need you to kill that blob there. Good work, good work. That's what I like to see. And those guys pull out a little bit more. There we go, we're killing even more of them. That's fantastic. Mordag skirmishers, I think it's time that you go up now. Let the Corsair archers just kind of keep fighting for now. I'm not really worried. As long as we just buy time for these trebuchets to fire into that merchant infantry corps. We still have Beruthiel's watch. They can come in and start to take pot shots at something. Halberdiers, go ahead and charge that merchant infantry. We'll probably switch to the back line now. Switch to those journeymen. Mordag skirmishers, please fire at the merchant infantry. Where is our cavalry? Let's have them hit something here. Perhaps those lumbermen. Here comes javelins right on the merchant infantry. Starline mercs fighting doing their best job right now. Beruthiel's watch, start to fire at those Greenway riders if you would not mind. Look at that, a few shots coming in on those journeymen. Honestly, they're not going to take too much damage. Biggest issue is these Greenway riders. They need to go down. We need to finish that general. Come on, fire that volley. He's right there. If we kill him, that's going to be huge. Come on, guys, please throw. It looks like they're going to get to our front line and hit our trebuchets, unfortunately. So let's have them pull out. Sellswords, it's time you guys get involved. Those merchant infantry that are crushing our halberds right now. Now you guys run up. Everyone hop in onto the enemy here. Yes, he is fleeing. This is good. Captain Chris is falling. Red skirmishers are taking a lot of bow fire, but that's okay. We are finally about to engage with the Starline mercs. You guys hit those journeymen. Don't let them keep firing at us either. Trebuchets were taken offline, but that's okay. Household guard running up. Looks like halberdiers should be able to finish off that merchant infantry as the last of our mounted warband run up to the journeymen. Here you go. Shut them down. Let them have no quarter. You guys run up. Sellswords, get on those watch sheriffs now. We'll have a lot of archers to deal with, but with their general fleeing the battle, that does give us more time to deal with them. We still have to watch out for that, what do you call it, for the stakes. Let's make sure we don't run into those. Maybe get one more charge on the journeymen, just to help kill them a little bit quicker. Here comes trebuchet fire into the last blob of resistance. Hopefully these sellswords can get in there without taking too much damage. Household guard running up. This is good. We still have a big pocket here of resistance with all of these journeymen, but they should be dying soon. We'll charge in this way on the Bandobras archers, who are fighting our Starline mercs with their wicked, what is these, Bardishes? I think they're using Bardishes. Ooh, what was with that trebuchet shot? That was way too close to our own lines. Killed a few of our cavalry, that's not good. A mounted warband, pull out. How are we looking back here? Oh no, that shot is way too close. Alright, trebuchet, that's probably enough. Maybe just have both of you guys fire the pig shots, or the cow carcasses. Probably our best utility for them now. What do we have? Unit routing, Corsair archers, and bandits. That's fine. Come on, you guys need to capture those sheriffs. They are starting to break slowly but surely. Cavalry is getting kind of cut down. There is a huge amount of resistance here. Let's pull back, hit those Bandobras archers. We need to make this pocket retreat and get into that very last back line and save a few of our cavalry for the last charge. Come on, shut them down. Looks like watch shift's starting to run away. Let's send the cavalry on them and get these guys over here. Come on, trebuchets, please keep firing. I need rotten carcasses to make the enemy flee. That would be great. We're doing great. Looks like most of them are fleeing. 74% are dead. Most of our forces too, but we'll have the tools we need to deal with Hobbiton at the very end of this battle. A few merchant infantry coming back, 7 of them, those absolute brave mad lads. Coming in with a big charge, but will it be enough? We're going to counter-charge, stab them with some spears. Looks like they try to charge the halberdiers. They're not going to have a good time. Absolutely not. A few woodland hunters starting to run away. Cavalry, head back here. Capture them, please. Hopefully our sellswords can capture these guys before they run away either. We're bunched up a little bit more than we need to be. And yes, the Dunedain Rangers are starting to run away. Very few is still fighting. And there goes the battlefield. We'll try to chase down all of them, at least get to 90%. Hopefully we can with just 5 cavalry. I'm really hoping we can. Because I don't want this force getting back to Bree. And I don't want it getting back to, what do you call it? To Hobbiton either. Keep on trying to capture them if you guys can. That was awful. Especially the Dunedain Rangers, if we can just get those to go away. Or Woodland Hunters too. Come on, capture them all, please. You guys, capture those Rangers. Every single one matters. Every single life matters here. Alright, we're down to what, 88%? That should be good enough, I think. I don't think we'll be able to get any more. Probably not those guys. Alright, yeah, we'll end that there. Whew, down to only 732 soldiers at the end of this battle. Most kills going to that trebuchet though, 122. It was getting some very, very good shots there. I'm really happy about that. And we're going to execute that last army. And now all we need to do is walk Milazir up to Hobbiton, and he shall be ready to take the Shire finally. It's about time. Now I think we have everyone in range, so we can begin the siege of Bree finally after all of this time. We'll push back this man and his mercs and infantry. We're not worried about him. Now let's select who we're going to bring. Definitely the Royal Knights. Definitely the Trebuchet. Those guys for sure. Definitely this army. And then definitely these reinforcements. And is that pretty much the best we have? I believe it is. It's mostly infantry, a little bit of archers and cavalry here. And there is Bob. So can we take Bree before Bob gets there? I think we can. Council Master Ed does bring Merchant Militia, Watchman Sword Guard, Watchman Axe Guard, and Sword Guard. So we shall take the city. Honestly, we could probably do an epic battle where we do it outside the city, but I want to take the walls and storm the settlement itself because I think it's one of the better looking cities in the game. It's a really fun one to take. And welcome, my friends, to Bree itself. A town with no scalable walls, but these short, weird stone ones. Lots of towers and lots of wide open spaces where you can fight in. We need more of this in settlements because honestly this makes for a lot more of a fun battle where you have this open area that you can kind of settle into as the attacker and also build up a defense with. And then you still have lots of choke points here and around the buildings that you can hold off before your enemy gets to the town square. There's also this side that you can also attack from, and I believe a gatehouse somewhere over here. No, is it just the other one? Oh yes, here it is. The other short and stubby gatehouse that you can also walk into and defend. So we shall basically have to use this trebuchet and just hope, like just really, really hope that we actually manage to get into the city here. Now we have to figure out what our worst unit is and use those guys to go in first, and it's probably going to be the spearmen. If I had to guess, we can use those and the Falon warriors to make a good dent. Ah, here we go, Corsair Raiders. That's what I want to storm the city with first. We will be able to get our Royal Knights in here. We will be able to get the trebuchets. Let's grab all of our archers. We even have these crossbows. Let's set them there. I don't want you in there. That's weird that you joined that group. And everything else seems fine. We're going to use standard ammunition for now. Try to shoot that gate. I think we can damage the walls. I'm not really sure. Let's give it a shot. Let's see what happens. Let's see if we actually can break these walls. I don't think we can. 7% is not a lot, so we're just going to go for a safe siege on the gatehouse. Basically just make sure that we aren't going to miss our shots, because we have very limited ammunition, of course, with trebuchets. Get really close. That should be good. 45% off of those 2 hits. Very good. Move up our spearmen, Falon warriors, archers, get up here. Move you guys into a group of your own. Kind of the aggressive contingent. And then the cavalry. One more shot after that. Yes, the gates are already destroyed. This is fantastic. And if we're lucky, we'll be able to get our trebuchet in here and actually start shooting at our enemies from afar with it. We need to get a foothold in the city like ASAP, though. Get our archers in there. That's going to be vital. And send the Corsair Raiders just to hold off the enemy. In fact, let's get these war wagons in there. Let's just do it. Have the war wagons run in there. That might be a bad call because of the archers running in. So we'll have them go in after the Falon warriors and after the archers. Like trebuchets, if you could actually just start firing, that would be really cool. I'm not sure if they're going to be able to. Maybe have them position themselves over that wall. Come on, lads, just stop them from getting here. Greenway Spearmen, defenders of the old Greenway roads that used to run through Bree into Dunland and onto Gondor. These men holding upon that tradition as peacekeepers in this time of conflict and strife that the men have to deal with. Watchmen Sword Guard, an amazing unit. It's such a classic medieval 2 look, and I just love it. I love their shields. They're honestly, I think, a fan favorite. Alright, archers are getting in position, and look at this, we have all this space that we can kind of set up in, and it's just fantastic. It's just great. Archers get over here. What's going on over here? Is that just a bunch of dead warriors? How did these guys die? Did we shoot them at some point? Huh. I don't remember ever killing these guys, or are there just bodies here? That's so strange. I did not catch that. We must have shot them or something. I know these guys are not going to last forever. Let's get these crossbows right over here on the flanks. It looks like our trebuchet is going to start to fire in. Maybe it'll get some good shots here. On Corsairs, why don't you actually run back then if that's going to be the case? If we can bunch up all these men right here, that'll be awesome. You lads right there, please. Let's see if that trebuchet can do more damage. Hopefully not kill our own guys, but imagine one big shot hitting these guys. Does hit this building and kind of glitches it out. Now it's starting to float. There we go. Look at all the damage pouring in now. I might move these crossbows farther away, though. I don't like how close that's getting. Yeah, let's pull them away. War wagons, it's time for you guys to hop in the settlement, followed by the Falon. These men from Enedwythe, warrior men coming in, gonna get run over by their own war wagons, but that's fine. This is totally fine. Trebuchets, can we see a few more epic shots go in there? Still hitting that building there, sending it flying into the air for some reason. There we go. Alright, war wagons off of fire at will for now. Well, these Corsair warriors, just hold them off. There's still a lot of the enemy up here that we need to deal with. But maybe, just maybe, we can see how good these war wagons will be if they fire into the flanks now. Will they get lots of kills? Who knows? We shall see now. Javelins going in, piercing and killing. Oh yes, doing a lot of damage now. They do carry a decent amount of ammunition. Ooh, that shot was way too close. And of course, they do body piercing, so they can kill kind of tightly clumped up enemies like this. Still, probably not the best use of their ammunition. Probably should save some for later. Getting good damage though. We're clearing out this first unit, so let's have them pull out now. We'll get the warriors in here. We'll just keep shooting at them for now and let these Corsair raiders kind of die off. Looks like we hit that tower there. Come on, lads. Just as long as we don't hit our own forces like that. Jeez, those Corsair raiders are not having a good time. But we have Falon on the way. In fact, we can even get these guys on the other side of this fence here. It says you can't move through it, but I think they won't have an issue. Actually, wow, they actually have to move and path around it. That's actually really cool. So this fence actually works as a barricade for your troops. Interesting. Very interesting. I like that. So you're going to keep firing, and it's not really going to see any use anywhere else in this battlefield. It can't get in the gates, so it kind of has to just shoot here. Kill a little bit more, and then we'll send in the army here. Keep on firing, lads. That's actually so cool, though. I like how that fence actually blocks us from maneuvering that way. Alright, Corsair Raiders, go ahead and pull out. Let our archers have lots of room to fire. As the rest of the trebuchet fires in. Beruthiel's watch still firing in at merchant militia. Crossbows firing in from the flanks, and very soon we'll be able to kind of swarm them. Trebuchet, that's probably enough. Let's have you stop now. Few more volleys, and honestly, that'll probably be good. Let's have you guys start to fire at the Westron defenders, if you don't mind. Falon warriors, it's time that you guys slaughter men of Bree for the first time in this campaign. Potentially not the first time, maybe the second time. Corsair Raiders, go ahead and retire. We're going to send in the two-handed swords now. Hopefully we can get a proper charge. That would be nice. Don't know if they're going to here. I mean, the land is very wide, so they should be able to. Come on, charging in, lads. Yeah, they seem to be a little bit buggy here. But flanking them with Falon warriors. There we go. Here comes the charge. Super fast infantry, high attack, high charge. Should be able to start cleaving the watchmen and merchant militia in two with those great folkses. Resident Bowmen starting to fire at journeymen who are starting to come up. For journeymen, let's send in the Narduteric, perhaps. Turn in the rest of our infantry. We have these war wagons. We can find a spot for them soon. We'll fire for now since they are very low armor. Resident Bowmen, please start shooting at them. Now crossbows. Why don't you get... Oh yes, here we go, Council Guard. Let's use Numenor and Warcry. See if we can get some infighting to happen. When you guys shoot those, please. Pull out. Journeymen should die soon. Come on, lads, run away. Let these crossbows fire at the Council Guard. This is not a good matchup for Beruthiel's watch. Definitely not. But if we can shoot them, that'll work well in our favor. They're starting to run away, actually. I fell on warriors. We're going to have those guys start to transition around the flank here. and get them around this side of the city. War wagons might need to get engaged soon. We still have a lot to fight here, and we still have to get to the Shire. Come on, lads, keep firing. Just keep firing. Every last missile helps a lot. I think they can actually just fire through the city, which is kind of cool. Where are our war wagons? I think they're over here. Let's get the knights involved, get the cavalry. Ar-Dûnâim, why don't you guys head up to the front line? You've got good attack stats, so we'll send you in. A lot of archers still firing in, which is great. Let's start to switch to those Westron defenders. In fact, let's get those. Let's get these war wagons up here now, and have them start to fire into that blob. That would be nice. If we can fire into that, that should do a huge amount of damage. Hopefully, they can fire up and around that building. Our war wagons start to throw javelins. Hopefully, they get some good piercing shots here. That's what I like to see. Yes, there we go. Ar-Dûnâim pulling up. We have some Nardu somewhere. Where were they? There they are. War wagons, just keep on firing. It doesn't really matter who you hit, as long as you shoot. You guys hit those axe guard. You guys keep working through the city. And that's what I love about this. Fighting in between all the buildings and stuff it adds a whole other dynamic to this type of a fight. You guys need to retreat like right now. Get out of there, please. You guys run up. You lads start shooting at the Bandober's archers if you wouldn't mind. You lads shoot over there at these Westron defenders. Fulani war wagons running into Watchman axe guards. Starting to take some damage, but that's okay. It's about time that these guys get used up anyway. They're honestly not great in melee. Come on, go ahead and keep shooting if you guys don't mind. But they are going to start to disrupt the infantry here, and that helps. Pull out if you can, lads. Yep, they're going down. Maybe charge into these guys. Charge into the council guard over here. Come on, Ar-Dûnâim. Starline Mercs up here. Wouldn't be a bad idea to start fighting them. Alright, come on. Shut them down quicker. Oh, there we go. Council guard. Shoot those, please. Have anything good in armor piercing here? No, we don't. Some Azrazer warriors can move up, though. Make sure you guys are in defensive mode. Please shoot. Please shoot. Ah, they didn't get to shoot. That sucks. Let them hold their position for a second. You guys keep on firing up that hill. Hit those Starline Mercs. There's the guard working on Westron defenders. These Marksman Axe Guard are actually just getting crushed here. And we're beating these Westron defenders quickly with our foul on here. So all in all, it's working out. Alright, where are our Axemen? Perfect, they're almost here. Start to get the footmen to start running up this way. Can we go around these buildings too? Ah, yes, we can. That's so great. And mercenaries starting to drop slowly. We have another unit of Axemen. Let's move those guys up and around the flank. Fallon warriors doing great work here. Alright, Azrazer, please charge in. We need to finish off that bodyguard. And I love their new axes. I think these things are really cool. I think the head should be a little bit bigger than it currently is, but besides that, I really like their aesthetic. Just the head of the axe seems a little bit tiny for an armor-piercing weapon, and it has that hollow point, so it makes it seem like it isn't actually armor-piercing. I mean, it's clearly an axe, but it just looks a little bit too tiny, and that's my only critique with the unit. But other than that, I really like it. I love their little shields that they've got. But they should be able to start to finish out that unit. We can send our cavalry up and around the flanks now, get them into the city. Or at least close to it. Royal Knights, there's not really anything good for them to fight. Yes, the general has fallen. We're going to speed it up now since the battle is getting closer. You lads run up there. Alright, where is our shield wall? We need a shield wall. My lads push in. Starline Mercs need to go down. Looks like our Fallon warriors starting to win out their fights, which is great. Yep, they're starting to chase these guys down. Fantastic. Move our crossbows out here. And now the final push begins against the Bandober's archers. Not much remains here anyway. Oh, we have these guys up on the flank. Oh no, do we have another unit up on the flank? I'm not even sure. We need to get those axemen behind them. Fallon warriors starting to get shot, but that's okay. Now to Tarek. Hit these border guard. You guys shut down the Bandober's archers. They should be dying way quicker than that. There we go, fighting to the death. And here we go. The final battle will begin very soon for the town square. Gonna have our crossbows keep running around the flanks. Please keep going, lads. Dunleading horsemen just kind of hanging out here. Don't need to go in yet. Actually, wait, these guys are routing. Here, capture those. Just go in, screw it. There's some Dunleading pikemen, actually, that they trained. Interesting. In that case, maybe pull out. Maybe pull out. We'll get the Royal Guard up here. Send in the Royal Knights to be a beacon of power. And we'll send it and get the last of our fresh troops up to the front line. These guys are kind of tired. Fallen warriors have been fighting a very long time. He has crossbowmen ready to fire from the flanks. Those guys went the really long way around, huh? Alright, you lads, hop in. It's go time. Send in the crossbows a little bit closer. And that will soon be the battle. As we just get our guys into this town square, Bree shall fall. Fire a couple of point-blank volleys into the last unit of Dunleading pikemen. I guess these guys, after losing their homeland, decided to go fight for the forces of Bree and move up north. Interesting lore there. I love the in-game story that ends up happening. I mean, you kind of just create your own story, but it's really nice. It's really adds to the whole feel of this mod. When you do things and then you see, oh hey, these units came from this place and I took them out, so perhaps these guys are the last remnants of their, warriors, or perhaps they decided to leave their homeland after their, chieftains had fallen. They left and didn't want to serve the Ar-Adûnâim, and here they stand in one last act of defiance. Another brutal volley heading into the pikemen. They don't really have a good formation here, so honestly, any moment they're going to die out. They're kind of just standing there too. Come on, lads, finish them out. We just need to kill the ones in the town square, and they are dying quickly. Come on, guys, finish them out. If the ones in the square all die, then that means the ones outside should rout. Alright, someone is still fighting in the city. There's someone still fighting. There we go. A clear victory. Bree has fallen. We only lost 200 in that battle. Killed 1,900. Beruthiel's watch getting 201 kills. The war wagon's actually getting 310. Okay, I stand corrected. Those guys did some work. It must have been their javelins, because they really cleared out those units. But, wow, good stuff to those war wagons. It's too bad they kind of died out. And we potentially have one last siege battle with Bree if they want to retake their homeland. But I think we're just going to go walk into the Shire and finish out the campaign. And Bree has fallen. We shall occupy it. We shall not be savages here. Occupy this settlement. And we have good income. 17,000 people shall fall under our boot. If we did get a conscription camp, it wouldn't be that useful. What is the second tier, actually? We should check that. Just so that we know what we could potentially get. Oh, here we go. Okay, merchant cavalry is not... it's actually pretty bad. Maybe if they got merchant infantry with the pole hammers, that would be better. But yeah, I would not recommend getting the Barracks of True Sons here. Perhaps the conscription camp for the income and slave trade, but I would not do anything else there. It is just not worth your time. He is a great commander. And now all we must do is simply get Minlazir to the settlement of Hobbiton. And I think we're just going to do that right now. Reset Minlazir. And we shall go in to finish out this campaign, as we would have made it there next turn. 2 Westerun defenders, some humans that were hanging out here in Hobbiton, or perhaps the last remnants of townsfolk that Councilman Andy could gather, have moved to Hobbiton in the last defense of the Shire. And of course, we won't execute the hobbits. We're not going to imprison them. We are simply going to subjugate them to the king's taxes and basically squash this rebel scum. And in fact, it is just the men here. The hobbits are perhaps already content with what is about to happen. We'll send in you guys with the Ar-Adûnâim armsmen, who have been an amazing unit this whole campaign. They've done fantastic work. Saurline Mercs shall run up as well. Can we actually use the trebuchets to fire over the bridge? That would be kind of cool. Actually, no, let's just deploy them over here. That works. Yeah, we'll just let them fire at will from over there. Send in the sellswords. We're not going to need too much to win this battle, in all honesty. Have you guys run over here and send them in. Group 1, run up that way. Sellswords go up here. Hopefully these trebuchets can do some good damage. Welcome to the Shire, which looks like it was just having a birthday party. Looks like this was set up for Bilbo's return, but unfortunately he will not be coming home. He will not reach his 11th birthday, or however he says it. Such a shame, too, that he was killed out in the field. Perhaps he was just out to visit some relatives in Longbottom before they realized that it was taken by the Ar-Adûnâim and then slain by the same people. I mean, he did have a full army with him, so he knew what he was doing. Now, can we actually kill anything here? Can a few restaurant defenders go down? That is yet to be seen. Maybe we should hit the council guard and see what happens there. You lads going in on the restaurant defenders. Oops, did not want to pause that. Come on, lads, keep moving in, please. In fact, we need to get everyone over here if we can. Beruthiel's watch, can we get you in a good spot? I wonder if the sellswords will actually win that fight against the Western defenders. They're doing okay so far. 62. Oh, what? He's already dead? Fantastic. Councilman Andy has already been killed by our trebuchets of all things. Very good work there, Andy. Can we send the last of our armsmen to take him out? That is yet to be seen. You guys want to fire at the council guard? Maybe get rid of the rest of his retinue. We do have the high ground, which is unfortunate. But that trebuchet is continuing to fire, and perhaps we should stop soon. We might have an issue with friendly fire if we keep doing this. One last volley. What could go wrong with one last volley? Alright, okay, I don't want to do this anymore. He's getting too close. If you guys run down that way, Saruline Mercs, head up. And we should have some archers somewhere. Let's see here. You guys switch to those. You guys are working on that unit, hopefully. And sellswords... 57, only losing 5 men so far, killing 50 of these Westron defenders. Doing great work so far. I love it. I love the energy. Let's see if you guys go up there. It looks like Council Guard down to only 53. They are surrounded by Saruline Mercs. A couple of our Corsair Raiders will join the fight. We're doing okay. Still working on these Westron defenders. It is spears on spears, so not the, simplest matchup for killing people. But with a few throwing spears, we shall fix that very soon. Get up on the hill. Let our lads throw those javelins into those Westron defenders. There they go. Of course, this is before the texture update on the javelins. Down to 83, and they are broken. Capture them all. Don't let them run away. Keep throwing javelins. 56 down to 69. So they're... Wow, these sellswords are doing amazing over here. What the heck? I guess we have a couple bandits too, so it's not completely alone, but still, that is amazing that they are fighting that well against these Westron defenders. Definitely meant to hold the line, not meant to actually get many kills. Come on, guys, throw another unit of javelins if you can. That's what I like to see, instant death. Keep on firing. Keep on doing it, lads. Just don't stop. Throw those javelins. Of course, the banners of the town square here. Kind of a weird spot. This must be Bag End, though. I'm guessing that's it. Unless... Oh, no, this is it. Here we go. And a nice little touch to Bag End. No admittance except on party business, which I think I really like. Especially with the party over here. Bilbo was probably just on his way to invite his relatives in Longbottom. And unfortunately, a terrible fate has beset him. And Councilman Andy, he found out what happened. He tried to get the last rabble of defense he could. But unfortunately, the hobbits have stood down. They are not fighting, but the men will give it their all. And they should have laid down their arms. There was no hope for them. Ar-Adûnâim Arslan coming in here. Losing, maybe 6 men so far in this fight? Doing very good. And that will do it any moment now. Alright, sellswords, get back in there. You guys are not done yet. Finish off that unit. Mordak Fishermen, get in there. Looks like the Saruline Mercs did win their fight. And the trebuchet here at Bag End. Clear victory indeed, guys. And that shall do it. The Shire has fallen to the Ar-Adûnâim. We've secured it. We have all of the pipeweed we could ever want. And the Kingsmen shall now rule a new kingdom. The new kingdom of Enedwaith / Cardalon / Numenor that has been established here in basically all of Eriador and Enedwaith. Our kingdom stretches long and far. We have crushed the rest of the middlemen that used to live here, and it's just like the Second Age all over again. Some people just don't learn, and history was doomed to repeat itself. Hobbiton shall follow, or shall fall. We shall occupy it. It's gonna hate us, but we'll get a dark sanctuary and fix that. The Green Dragon does give us good income, and then everything else is just whatever. And Breeland has been destroyed. There still is that one last army led by Bob and some sellswords, which, you know, I could just fight some other time if I feel like finishing out this, or playing this campaign more off-screen. But that will close it out. It has been a very fun one as the Ar-Adûnâim and very fun with the new models, so I hope you guys have enjoyed this campaign. We'll take a look at the map to see what's been going on. Of course, we are allied to Ar-Adûnâim, who are besieged by Angmar. But because they have Mythland and Forland here as extra, you know, this whole region's very wealthy, and they have the resources they need to really fight back against Angmar. The Northern Dunedain only have Fornasterain, Ostsul, and Finistruinen, but the Goblins of Moria are spreading like a plague. Imladris only has their little settlement, but looks like they're eyeing out Zakalo. They might hold out. Khazad-dûm is also trying to breach out. Over here, Anduin is still holding on. The Snow Orcs are starting to falter as Erebor is being aggressive over here. So Good is actually doing really well. Elves are doing alright. Doguldur has a presence here, but I think it looks pretty solid for the forces of Good on this side of the world. Dale is pushing down. Ruin, of course, is going to be strong, but Darwinian holding out 109 turns is very well. Though it does look like they are kind of lower on forces, so they're very invested in the south. They might be trying to secure all this land and move eastwards for Rome, but they have a problem with Mordor. Now, of course, Rohan being able to survive because Isengard is defeated. They will probably be able to push out into the Brown Lands and into Mordor itself and support Gondor, who is still holding out against the dark forces of Sauron and his hordes from Mordor. Down in the south, Doromorath. Not really doing too much. Harad has taken all of Umbar itself, so very interesting there. And Khand, I don't know if they're at war. Is Khand at war? Let's see. It looks like they are neutral right now. They are still allied to Mordor. They're just landlocked and with nowhere to go because Mordor has gone south into the section. So Khand will probably do nothing. If they did turn on Mordor, then that would definitely shake things up here. But interesting that An-Kerigmir has not been taken all campaign. Looks like the Varyags are eyeing it out, but no one's been able to take it. But that pretty much is the battlefield. If I had to guess, I would say the forces of Good may win out. It's kind of a wild card with what's going to happen here. I mean, Evil has 4 strong factions, and then when Good gets that far, they have to deal with Khand. But the forces of Good are looking solid. I mean, Gondor, Mordor's able, or Rohan's able to support. Lorien is still alive. The Woodland Realm, I mean, they're pushing back against the Goblins and the Snow Orcs, so it may snowball in time into the favor of Good, but it honestly looks very evenly matched up, and I'd be curious to see if I just spammed end turn, then what would happen in like 300 turns? Who would win this campaign? Anyway, guys, this has been Sir Agumund, and I will see you guys on the next campaign. Until then.